All right, guys, we're live. Welcome to Hardworking Parents Podcast today. Different day than usual, my Sunday, but I have a guest that was coming on. His name is Jeff Levine. Introduce yourself, Jeff.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jeff Levine of Silk City Hot Sauce, and I have another home business as well and a couple of kids. So I reached out to Curtis. I got to know Curtis through the Get Blank Done network.
Yeah.
And we've become internet friends and associates, and we're going to talk about a couple of things today. I'm happy to be here. I'm a big fan of what you're doing, Curtis. Very cool.
Thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate that. So today at the Hardworking Parents, we talk about how hardworking parents can deal with screen time with their children. Depending on the age of your children, it could be an issue or not. I know I struggle with this a little bit, so I did some research, and it does cause kids to go a little crazy. Apparently, true.
I believe it.
Story, yeah.
I believe it. Yeah, I was just mentioning to Curtis before that as far as screens goes, I don't view all screens equal, and we've had like an old school 100-pound TV in the house, hooked up to an old school DVD VCR. That's like another story. I love buying old school VHS cassettes when we go thrifting. And that's always fun to build a collection like we did 30, 40 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But we did cave this past holiday in December and bought a pink tablet. It was encased in kid-friendly plastic.
Yep.
And I was excited at first because it was all kids programs in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a million things built into it. It was Amazon, I think.
Yeah.
And we presented it to the children, and within 3 hours, they were not acting normal.
Okay.
They were very possessive of the device.
Don't touch my thing.
Yeah, and it was completely different vibe than when we would put on a VCR tape and let a video run its course. When it runs its course, that's done. It. That's all the viewing opportunity.
Right.
This was they were pressing it, and it would change at their by the magic of their fingertips.
Right. So it made it kind of like an addiction type of thing, right?
An instant addiction, which probably runs in the family, but that's another story.
Yeah.
And so we took it away. So I think I let him try it one more time. It was one time, and I was like, ooh, this is weird. And then we gave to him again, and it was noticed it. And I said, boom, gone. We put it in a closet, and it's been sitting there since December 27th.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. That can work. I know that, I worked in retail as well before, different locations, and parents would just give their kids 1 or 2 year old this tablet, and the kid was so focused on this thing, nothing. Put shoes on, the parents, hey, try your shoes. The kid was glued to it. It's oh my God. Because I remember back when we were kids, our parents say you glued to the boob tube. Remember that? That's it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
I didn't think it was a problem, but apparently for parents, you got to be outside playing, guys, right? But for myself, I do kind of keep my kid balanced as much as I can to get her outside, make sure she does have some playtime, some fresh air. She also knows that, there's certain times you can be on your device and other times you got to do stuff. But there are times, yeah, you're right. My kid also the same way. Sometimes they're engrossed in whatever they're doing and it's trying to pull, I don't know, something away from some possessed animal. It doesn't work very nicely.
Right. It almost deserves its own new metaphor of trying to take a tablet away from a child.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trumps all taking away of anything from anything.
Yeah, that could be a new saying in the future. You're not getting this, but it's going to be harder than taking a 5-year-old from a tablet.
Right? That's funny.
Yeah, that'd be interesting little tidbit of information in the future. If you look in the future, come back and look at this video and say, hey, we coined that term.
But like I said, we screen time, even though we're like an old school house and we collect DVDs and VHS tapes, we don't have any regular TV service cable or anything like that.
Streaming services or whatever. Yeah.
No, we don't have any of that. So
you guys have the air stuff. They're pulling from the air, the antenna?
the rabbit ears on top of the TV. No, I don't know. You're in Canada. Can you still access TV channels through rabbit ears?
Well, not the rabbit ears. You have to have a special device that converts it. So some of the newer TVs, they have it built in where they can find the air channels. But because I live on the border in Canada, because close to Buffalo, I get all tons and like a couple hundred channels sometimes,
Oh,
right? But they're not always there. But it's all the old TV shows and stuff like that. They still have it on in air, but you have to have a special digital box to convert it.
oh, a converter. Okay, I didn't even know
Yep.
that was available. But
Yep.
so as far as like the TV goes, like we have it. We don't like raise our kids in the Flintstones world,
Yep.
but the being able to like put the VHS and DVDs like high up in the closet,
Yeah. Yeah.
that allows you to control what is in the device,
Yep.
and instead of like the tablet where they just push a button and it flips a video every 3 seconds.
Yep.
I mean, and let's not even like skim over the fact that there is 9 million weird kid stuff
Oh, yeah. So much.
on YouTube and stuff. Like even in the kids like realm, there's so much bizarro stuff. It's like it's hard to believe. Like there's channels of adults playing with toys
Yep.
as entertainment for children.
Yep. That's right.
I don't even know what to think of that, but
Pretty crazy.
so I like being able to put in the Muppets or Fraggle Rock, and
Yep.
we're like
Classic,
we're in our mid to late 40s, so like older parents, with little
Yep.
kids, so we're just exposing them to what we liked.
Yep.
And
Oh,
they bring home stuff from school too, like, oh, we gotta watch Frozen, so that
Yep. Well, it's a movie, so you can watch it, right? Like it's not
Yeah.
like it's not as I think probably movies and TV shows don't get as addictive because there's commercials, there's other things for them to alleviate their intense sort of focus. Because I know a lot of times with the TikTok, YouTube, they both have this weird addictive thing. I don't know if you've ever done it before where you watch YouTube shorts. It's like, oh, what happened? It's like an hour is gone. Like, damn, can't believe that just happened.
Of course.
It's even happens to adults. So it's not just only kids that we can get engrossed in these things. But you got to be super mindful of what's happening. And then, like, okay, gotta watch what I'm doing. Right. So even though I used to do short videos on my own, I learned why they're addictive. It's quite interesting actually on the other side of creating them. It's a lot different than when you're watching them. Then you know how the triggers work. Because okay, I gotta stop watching this. Walk away. Right?
Definitely, if we're able to recognize that in our own adult brains, that it's like possessing our chemical reactions,
Yep.
and possessing and grabbing hold of them in a way that's beyond our own like psychological comprehension, then it is our responsibility to protect our kids from all that nonsense so that their brains can develop in the healthiest way possible. It's our duty, and if we just like cave to their wishes or demands, I mean, kids have like a million crazy wishes and demands an hour.
Absolutely. Yep.
So we just say no. Like, we don't have tablets for the car. We just went on a long car ride this past weekend to visit family because both of our families are like minimum 5 hours away.
Oh wow, quite
so
another state.
Oh yeah, 3-4 states like away, and we're up in Vermont, just like Tellman of the Get Shit Done program.
Yep.
But my family is about 5.5 hours away in New Jersey, and
wow.
I mean, believe it or not, you can actually travel with kids in the car without a tablet. It's a lot of sing-alongs, it's crayons, it's snacks,
drawings.
And they're not going to always be great. Like sometimes they get bored and they're like, when are we going to get there? Are we there yet? It's like all that classic stuff. And sometimes they like cry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's going to happen. Yeah, they want to just get there. It's going to happen. And that's when we have to just kind of just let it happen. Like, shit happens.
Absolutely.
Sometimes kids get bored, and that's okay.
It's normal. It's a normal thing. Yep. For sure. My favorite thing is tell the kids you want to do the time machine. It's what's that? It's like go to sleep and we'll be there.
That's a great term for it.
Yeah. Because like, hey, we're here already. It's just like any time went by, but you're sleeping, so you don't notice it, right? It's like a time machine. When you enter a time machine, go to sleep. You'll be there shortly.
That is a great idea. I'm surprised I didn't think of that since I love Back to the Future so much.
Yeah, me too. I love. Oh, it's my favorite. I'll watch the whole thing on weekends when it's on the TV there, like because we have like some channels that do like old movies and stuff. Like what's it, Tubi or something? I think they call it. Yeah, yeah, with certain things. Pretty cool. So that's mostly real world stuff that we're talking about here, guys. So I don't know if you guys have any comments or any other interests. Let us know in the comments. We can definitely address them. But for me, I've always found that once the kids switch from one thing to the next, it's usually okay. It's just the transition period is usually the most difficult. So like from being on the tablet, pulling it away from them, and getting them to go outside is the most difficult. Once they're outside, it's fine. They'll stay out
They're
there all
fine.
day long. Yep,
It's
they're
like
fine.
the
Perfect.
clouds disperse, and here's some tips too for people that are like living in the same sort of world that we're living in, where it's easy to say, oh sure, put a trampoline in the backyard and kids like playgrounds and all that kind of seesaws and teeter totters and all that stuff. And somebody might say that's expensive. Like a trampoline might set me back $750.
Something.
Not if you go on Facebook Marketplace and like there's 6 of them free. I guarantee in most people's area, because people just give them away. That's just like here's like my famous tip of the day on Facebook Marketplace, just like Craigslist years ago. Facebook Marketplace has lots of backyard kids, fun, exciting things to do for really, really, really cheap or free. Like we have a giant trampoline with the protected net. 100% free. All we had to do was go to this like lady's house, and it was still put together. So me and my buddy, last summer, it was a hot day, so we put like blood, sweat, and tears into the project.
But for sure.
By like mid-afternoon, it was like up and running in my backyard, and kids like mine are 3 and 5. That's like a good 30 to 60 minutes of unadulterated energy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, kids love to jump around, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, like a lot of times, do you have a schedule for your kids so they know that, hey, at 8:00 it's time for bed, you got to brush your teeth, that sort of thing? And do you guys have that in your house where you have regular routines?
We do. Our routine sort of bounces around a little bit. There's like an hour flexibility time, but around 7 p.m., we'll start the bath. By 7:30, we're trying to like navigate into bed.
Right. Yeah.
By 7:45, I want to be sitting down, and I read to my kids every night.
Oh, perfect. That's awesome.
365 days a year.
That's awesome.
Since my older one was born. That's kind of like I just like I didn't have I don't remember all the great like fantasy stories.
Right. Oh, when you're a kid, the way parents would read to you, right?
So I like my parents read to me and stuff, but like Berenstain Bears and stuff like that. But I'm just like going crazy with like wanting to dive into all the whole world of children's literature.
Yep. Yeah, there's quite a few books there. Yeah, there's lots. Have you ever seen the audio books they have for children?
Oh, for sure. Great suggestion.
Cool. Yeah. It's like, well, this is the book here. Listen to this. They have pictures and stuff, and you listen to it. Some kids, I guess maybe the 3-year-old, like when our kid was younger, we would do that. We'd just play the book, let her listen to an audiobook. YouTube's pretty good for that. They do have some stuff on it, but we use the kids' YouTube because the regular YouTube, they always jump around. You never know if you're gonna get like some weird random ad. Right. But the kids one, they have no ads, so it's kind of good that way.
Yeah. That's a great point. Spotify has like all the old golden books, like Snow White. Yeah. Yep. Cool. So if you put kids books into Spotify, they have all the old golden books. And when we drive to school in the morning, when it's school bus time, my kids go to separate schools, and my younger one is like fully like loves listening to the Three Little Pigs and Snow White. Those are anything pirate. So
that's pretty classic. Yeah. And what's cool about some of the old kids' book is that they actually have movies of them as well, right? Where it's like, hey, you read the book? Hey, you want to watch a movie? And I was like, really? They have a movie of this? Okay, let's check it out. And it kind of introduces them like how your mind will interpret a movie or a book a certain way, and then someone else's interpretation is like totally different. And I know when I was a kid, I'd like read pirate books or whatever,
You're
and
right.
like I would think like, oh, this is an amazing book, and watch the movie, like, huh? Like, it doesn't make any sense as compared to the book. Like, but then I asked my mom and dad's like, why is it like this? Oh, because someone else's idea is different than your idea. The gist of it is similar, but how they progress and the different highlights and stuff they put in the movies is different than what you were visioning. So I always find that quite interesting because sometimes you know how they do like multiple versions of the same book as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You see those, and like there's one or two is like, oh, I love that one. That was my favorite. But then the rest are similar. But it's like for some reason you just pick that one. It's like, yeah, that's the one I like the most. Maybe because it resonates with how you're thinking as your interpretation of that book to a movie became.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, and that's a fun way to engage with your children. That there's a whole world of creativity because they're getting into like painting and crayons and
Yep.
like finger paints and stuff. And it's a good point to say like the world of arts doesn't stop here.
No.
You could continue on your whole life as you like grow up. You could become an adult and go to your job and like
Still have that
still
creativity.
still do finger paints, but instead of like it could turn into a movie
Yep.
or a song or a
Something.
video.
Yeah. Some other medium, basically. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, my daughter's into art. She know the what's the guy? I forget the guy's name. Just on YouTube, he does like the drawings, teaching us how
Bob
to draw.
Ross.
No, a different one. There's another newer guy that does similar with his daughter.
Oh, cool.
And so when her and I will watch and we'll draw, it's like, wow, that's interesting because I'm not that great of a drawer, and she's way better. And it's like, oh my god, it's so good. And it gives her that sense of pride and it gives her the motivation to keep on doing it. I found, and she will still keep on watch that video. Say, what? Can't be in the tablet. You got to do something else. She'll pick up her laptop, go on an educational part because she has a computer for school that's strictly educational stuff only,
Cool.
and then she'll just use that and she'll like do her drawing, or she'll play a game that's educational, like it could be math, reading, science, that type stuff. So pretty good.
That's amazing. So you guys are doing a great job.
We're trying, yeah.
Which is not shocking since you're sort of a guru in this world. So
Yep.
that's why we come to you for all the good
Awesome.
information.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We did a bunch of courses too because being a premature child, I guess they offered a lot of courses to parents. And I don't think all the parents took it, but my wife and I were worried. Like, oh, we have a premature baby. Like, how do we deal with this? And we took all the courses they offered as much as we could, and we got lots of education. Like, I was really surprised that more parents don't do this because the hospital tell you about all the different things you can do, and most parents, I know what I'm doing. I don't need this, but it makes a difference. There's a lot of things that we did and it's still effective today and it still works. It's like, really? It's like, this is awesome.
Yeah. It's funny because you can get distracted. Right. I think a lot of parents get totally distracted, and then the kids just like the time flies.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
For sure.
when you do put in that time and that those different like methods, and it's just like the rewards are endless because like what's better than your kids? I mean, it's like at this point in our life, it seems like everything
Mm-hmm.
we do it for I feel like
They
singing
do it for the kids.
like that cheesy song, but that's what it's all about. That's why people should like get them off the get their kids, get them off the tablet. Just say no. I mean, if there was ever a just say no campaign that
This should be
like
it.
this
Yeah.
should be it,
Yeah, for sure.
because it strips them of like thinking and doing anything, and
Yeah.
then when like they show that weird addictive behavior attached to the device itself, it's like there's so many things that are wrong with being on a tablet. It strips you of like hours and hours and hours of doing something like productive
Productive or creative or, yeah, for sure.
and that sort of like drug brain
Dopamine.
response,
Dopamine.
dopamine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dopamine. Yeah. Yeah, it kicks in and it's super addictive, especially for young children. They don't know the difference and they've never experienced anything. So to them, it's like, oh, I love this feeling. And then we pull it, like, crazy kid.
You're right. From a lack of experience,
Yep.
that
Yeah.
becomes the filler.
Yep. Yes.
The
And
point.
then, yeah, I know I've seen kids go crazy in the store in front of parents, and parents are like, oh, I don't know what to do now. Here, take this. It's like, oh my God, don't do that. Just deal with the kid screaming because sooner or later they'll give it up, right? And it's a learned response. You yell loud enough, eventually get what you want. So they'll do that throughout their life, I'm sure.
No doubt about it.
You know? So do you guys do any like stuff like when your kids? Well, I guess the 3-year-old's not in school, but the 5-year-old started kindergarten already.
Yeah, she started and she started pre-K actually this year. She was going to like an outdoor school from when she was 3.5. My older one, when she was 3.5, she was like a pandemic baby. When you think about it, she was born in 2019, so
oh yeah,
she was like super little in March of 2020. So she was like of this weird age group that stayed home with us. All her friends, had the same sort of experience. So then, like when we were coming out of the pandemic, I guess she was like 3.5, and she could go to this like outdoor, because we're in Vermont, and I'm sure you have similar probably things in your area, like this awesome outdoor little school that's for like 2-year-olds to 5 or 6-year-olds. So she went there, but we live in this little town, and she could get into their public school pre-K, which is also an outdoor. It's so cool. I guess it's like called a Waldorf style. But it's just a regular public school, and she goes there every day. But like on Wednesdays, for example, I got her a guitar for the holidays. In addition to that tablet that I mentioned before.
Yeah, and a couple different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I got her an electric guitar.
Oh, nice.
Because she loves rock and roll. So like we turned her on to rock and roll, and she's left-handed. So I actually had to get her a miniature left-handed electric guitar, which like there's like 2 to choose from.
Oh wow!
In that world, and a lot of people said, "Oh no, you should start her on a regular right-handed guitar. That she won't even know the difference." Guess what?
She does.
She does.
Yeah.
Because I got her, and she goes, It doesn't. What did she say? I forget exactly what she said, but she basically said it doesn't feel right.
Feel right. Yep. I mean, you want it to feel right so you can.
So I bought her this little kid's Fender left-handed guitar. Nice. So we do that together on Wednesdays.
Oh, perfect. Nice. So daddy and daughter time.
Daddy-daughter thing. So she learns, like she'll do a lesson one week, and then the following week I'll do a lesson.
Yep.
And the following week she'll do a lesson. So because I used to play when I was younger, kind of an amateur, but so we've been doing that.
Cool. That's a lot of fun, actually. Some time like that. Yeah, my daughter just started doing kickboxing a couple weeks ago.
Awesome.
Yeah. Which is kind of cool because I used to have a black belt, so I was kind of proud that she chose to do that.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So then I think next weekend, we have a family. They have a family time, so I'm gonna go check it out and see if I'm still have some of the moves or whatever. I don't know.
Could you join in the class as well?
Yeah, they have a family time where the whole family can join for the day.
Oh, cool!
And they teach you a couple things, and we'll see what happens. See how to do with that. And I think they're trying to get more people to come in. So, like, your dad, your mom with the kids are there so they can actually do the activity rather than sit and wait.
Right.
So it'll be fun. I don't mind. I'm in pretty good shape. So
awesome.
Right me.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching your journey with that, like, whatever.
75 hard?
75. And
yeah. I'm on a break right now. Whose phone is that? Is that me or
mine.
You? Oh.
Mine's right here. Me? Nobody's trying to get a hold of me.
What was that?
But that's great. Yeah, man. I mean, anything you can do to keep be involved with the kids. I mean, whether it's instruments, sport, outside, concerts. We love doing stuff with our kids, and it's funny when we were young, right? Our parents got babysitters for us and stuff, and went out and did stuff. But I don't know, for some reason, it's good to go out, obviously, with your wife and your spouse or partner, and you got to go do stuff together. But I always want to include the kids. I just think, if we're going to see a concert, of course I'm bringing my kids.
Yep.
They will get such a kick out of this.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool, actually. Sorry. Yeah, I remember my first concert when I was a kid was Kiss.
Are you serious?
Yeah. First concert. My stepdad, he got tickets. He went there. It was insanely loud.
That is incredible. Where was that show?
It was in Toronto. Yeah, it was
awesome.
Was it just junior high, maybe? Yeah. My mom's boyfriend. He was a record guy. He had half the house was filled with records. He was a record collector. So he had all sorts of records. You name it, he probably had it, and he knew where everything was. And
He had
crazy.
all the good stuff.
Yeah, everything you think of. I don't know where it is now, but they're not together. So you know what I mean. Like back then, it was like tons of stuff. Like I remember going to concerts, like, oh, these songs are so awesome because I was into that.
Dude,
and
we are like obsessed with Kiss.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's awesome. Kiss Army.
You just totally blew me away. My daughter's first concert was Kiss.
No way. That's
yes.
Crazy.
That's why when you said that, I was like, oh, no way. We're like kindred spirits, dude.
Yeah, something like that.
I took her to her first show in December of 2023.
Yeah.
My cousin actually treated us to the show.
Oh, nice.
He's an amazing guy, and because we're up in just a couple of bumpkins up in Vermont.
Yeah.
And when Kiss was playing their farewell tour,
yep, you guys were on it. Nice.
Their last show was at Madison Square Garden, December 3rd of 2023, and Lila had just turned 4.
Yeah.
And my cousin was like, I was like, you got to take us.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like, can she handle it? I'm like, she better.
Yeah.
So I actually held her the whole time and like kept her.
You give her earplug, those ear things they give.
Yeah, my wife said, better put those things in her ears or I'll kill you.
Yeah.
So I did. I put them in.
They're pretty loud.
She had the orange. I'll send you some pictures later.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That was awesome. Oh my god, how old were you when you went to that show?
Junior high, so probably 14, 15 around there.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
Go to your first show.
It was awesome. Super loud. I remember I couldn't hear for at least a day. I swear it was so loud.
That must have been was that during the reunion?
I think it was maybe. I think they weren't masked anymore, so it was probably after that unmasking time they had. Somewhere around that point, I don't know.
Oh, they weren't wearing the makeup?
No. It was
nice.
It was at one point where they were makeup, and then some point they changed. It was after that point that I saw them.
Oh my god, I'm so jealous. You saw Unmasked?
Yeah. Unmasked Kiss, yeah, it's pretty insane.
Oh, we could totally. That's like welcome to the Kiss Army Parents Club.
Yeah,
that's another podcast. So I won't
absolutely
continue being completely obsessed right now with Kiss. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, and then I made mixtapes of all the music because the stepdad had all the albums. So I would. I remember the whole playlist. I was like, oh, let's put this all together and make a playlist and play it in the cassette tape. Remember those?
Of course, yeah. You just really thinking that'd be a fun thing to do with kids on like Spotify.
Yep.
To make like mixes.
Playlist.
Make like a playlist. Yeah, I guess it already exists, but yeah, that'd be fun to do with your
activity. Yeah, for sure. Especially if they're into certain type of music and whatnot. So that's about most of the stuff for today. We're getting too close to the time there, Jeff. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds good, man. I really appreciate you having me on, and
I appreciate you having here.
The Hardworking Parents Club is a great show, and very, very much very needed information for all of us out here. I appreciate your podcast.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, guys. If you have any, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit subscribe. Ring the bell for when we go live again. And if you're watching on Facebook, leave a comment and let me know what you think about the show today. And Jeff, I really appreciate you being here and coming on. Definitely, if we have something else come up in the future, I'd love to invite you back out.
Cool. Oh, one last thing I wanted to just mention to you. I thought of this like recently, and like I wanted to tell you. I might as well tell you here.
Yeah.
But do you have a Venmo for your Hardworking Parents Club?
Not yet. I can probably get one though.
Yeah, set up a Venmo. I want you to set up a Venmo. Because any of us that like are want to like help contribute to your cause, like while we're like just kind of like listening to your program and want to like give to the cause, but like they have no other way of doing it. Venmo is pretty popular.
Okay.
And I would, I mean, I for one would just totally like throw you some shekels for the work that you're putting into the show. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll definitely get that going on. I'll leave a little link in my bio on YouTube and Facebook when I go live.
Excellent.
I have some idea. All right, guys. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. Check out Sunday. It'll be a little bit more different show on Sunday as well. But we did this one today because Jeff's not always available on Sundays, right, Jeff?
That's right. I have a hot sauce company called Silk City Hot Sauce, and I sell at like different flea markets and events on the weekend. So this past weekend was a whole nother story. But
I saw some of your videos you did. It was pretty cool. It looks pretty cool, man.
Thank you.
Definitely. All right, guys. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you again. Thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.